Welcome to the Wizards Institute of Technology. Today we will be discussing how to play Draconic Destruction. This is a mid-range or battlecruiser style deck. This means that it is slow in the first few turns and vulnerable to aggressive decks, but in the mid-game it comes alive with huge firepower creatures. The key to this deck is the commander, Atarka. The reason is her keyword double strike. When she deals damage she will do it twice, for a total of 12 damage. Because she is the commander, when she deals damage to other players, she deals commander damage, which is recorded separately from regular damage. Once commander damage reaches 21 from Atarka to any other player, they are eliminated from the game. This is important because Atarka will only need to hit another player twice to eliminate them. Atarka costs 7 mana however, so we won't be able to play her in the early game, and we must generate extra mana as quickly as possible so that we can play her in the mid-game. Atarka also gives double strike to our other dragons. With this firepower it will be easy to eliminate our opponents and secure victory. The most powerful play in the deck is giving Atarka haste, which allows her to attack an opponent on the turn we cast her. If we can also increase her power to 11, she will eliminate an opponent with 1 attack. Because of this incredible power, our opponents will try to target her for removal. If possible, we need to protect her. If she dies, her cost will increase to 9 mana and then 11 mana, which can make her too expensive to cast again. There are limited options to protect Atarka in the deck. Swiftfoot Boots and Blossoming Defense can prevent opponents from targeting her with spells, and Thunderbreak Regent can provide a small deterrent. The main way we can protect our commander is by choosing when to cast her. If Atarka is the only big creature on the battlefield, she will surely be targeted for removal. But if we wait until other threats are on the battlefield, or we wait until our opponents have used their removal spells on other creatures, or when our opponent's mana is tapped, we stand the best chance of her surviving until we can deal damage to our opponents. Ramp is the process of increasing our mana faster than playing 1 land per turn. This deck has 14 spells that can help us ramp. This is critical to allow us to play our expensive dragons and our commander. Cards like Sakura Tribe Elder and Cultivate should be used immediately to get the land we need, whereas creatures like Drum Hunter, Dragon Lord Servant and Dragon Speaker Shaman should be kept alive to give us ongoing value. Frontier Siege should be used to generate mana, as there are already many other options to remove our opponent's creatures. As well as ramp, card draw is one of the most powerful strategies to employ. Cards like Drum Hunter, Elemental Bond, Garruk's Uprising and Dragon's Horde give us ongoing value by sitting on the battlefield. Be sure to play them before you play dragons to maximize the value. Single-use cards like Hunter's Insight, Hunter's Prowess, and Shamanic Revelation should be played at the correct time when it's possible to draw many cards instead of just a few. The deck has many options for removal. This is to clear the way for our dragons to attack unblocked. Removal also allows us to deal with our opponent's threats and the implementation of their game plan. The most powerful removal spell is Beast Within, which allows us to target any card on the battlefield. Vandal Blast can be cast for its overload cost to completely stop an artifact deck, and Magma Quake and Sweltering Suns allow us to wipe the board but keep our dragons alive. Steel Hellkite is one of the most powerful creatures in the deck. If it is unblocked, we can pay X to destroy all cards the opponent controls with that mana cost. X can also be 0 to wipe all their tokens. Let's discuss our game plan. In the first few turns, our priority is ramp. Therefore we should mulligan if our starting hand does not have both red and green mana, as well as some cards that can get us extra ramp or card draw. Dragons are not a priority, but if we can afford to play them they should be used sparingly to defend ourselves. After the first few turns we should hopefully have ramped to 6 or 7 mana, and we can play some but not all of our dragons. We should keep some in our hand in case of board wipes. We may also need to wipe the board at this time if we are falling behind or it looks like we won't be able to implement our game plan before losing to another player. At this stage we should prioritize card draw, as we need to find the game-winning cards. These are cards like Unleash Fury, which can give us a 1-attack kill with our commander, as well as cards that give our creatures haste like Dragon Tempest. Once our pieces are in play, we can cast our commander. Hopefully we can eliminate one player just with her, and we can attack the other player or players with our other dragons to secure the victory. There are some other cards in the deck which do not fit into the categories of ramp, draw, or removal. Loaming Shaman is used to get your dragons and other utility pieces out of the graveyard and back into your deck. This is useful if your board state was wiped out by a board wipe. Verix Bladewing can be played as a 4-mana dragon early in the game, or later in the game for 7 mana. Draconic Berserker is used to generate dragon tokens. He must attack a player who will not block him to generate the most value over multiple turns. Blossoming Defense is best used as a protection spell for our commander, but can also be used to increase our commander's power to 11 in combination with other cards. Demanding Dragon should be played after a board wipe when players do not have creatures, or on a player with only one creature which they do not want to sacrifice. Frontier Siege should almost always be used to generate mana, as that is something we always need more of in this deck. In conclusion, Atarka, World Render is an amazing commander. Your opponents will learn to fear and respect her and the other impressive dragons in Draconic Destruction. With some practice and good timing, you can maximize the potential of this deck and destroy your opponents with fearsome firepower. This deck comes highly recommended. Thank you for visiting the Wizards Institute of Technology. Be sure to subscribe for more content.